the scars that never felt a wound. But soft, what light through yonder window break? Oh. It is the east. Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon that is already sick and pale with grief that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. It is my lady. It is my love. Oh, she knew she were. She speaks but says nothing, what of that? Her eye discourses. I will answer it. I am too bold, 'tis not to me she speaks. Two of the brightest stars in all the heavens, having some business to entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there, they in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars as daylight doth a lamp, and her eyes would through this airy region stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, if I were a glove on that hand, that I might touch that cheek. I mean, she speaks. Speak again, bright angel, for thou art as glorious to this night being o'er my head as a winged messenger of heaven.
Oh, Romeo. Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father, and refuse thy name, or if thou wilt not be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. There be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet, so Romeo would, were he not Romeo called. Retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take yet thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be newly baptized.
What man art thou that dost bescream the night, so stumblest on my counsel?
By a name, I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to me, because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word.
My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of that tone's utterance, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo and a Montague?
Neither, fair saint, if either thee dislike.
How camest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place doth, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find thee here.
With love's light wings did I or perch these walls.
If they do see thee, they will murder thee.
I have a nice cloak to hide me from their sight, and but thou lovest me, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death prorogued wanting of thy love.
Thou know'st the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Fain would I dwell on form, fain deny what I have spoke, but farewell compliment. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word, yet if thou swearest, thou may prove false. At lovers' perjuries, they say Jove laughs, so gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkest I am too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay, so thou wilt woo, but else not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mayst think my behavior light, but trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have more cunning to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess, but there I was where my true love's passion, therefore pardon me, and not impute this yielding to light love which the dark night had so discovered.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon, I swear that tips with silver all these fruit-top trees.
Swear not by the moon. The inconstant moon that monthly changes in her circle, or blessed that thy love prove likewise variable.
What shall I swear by?
Well, do not swear. Or, if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the god of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee.
If in my heart's dear love,
Well, do not swear. Although I joy in thee, I have no joy of this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning, which doth cease to be ere one can say, it lightens. Sweet, good night. This bud of love by summer's ripening breath may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night, good night. As sweet repose and rest into thy heart as that within my breast.
Wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The faithful exchange of thy love's vow for mine.
I gave thee mine before I didst request it. And yet I would it were to give again.
Wouldst thou request it? For what reason, love?
but to be frank and give it thee again. And yet I wish but for the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love is deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite. I hear some noise within. Dear love, adieu. Anon, good nurse. Sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little, I will come again.
Oh, blessed night! I am afeard that being a knight, that this is all but a dream. Too flattering sweet to be substantial.
Free words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send me word by one that I'll procure to come to thee tomorrow, and all my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay, and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world. Anon! But if thou meanest not well, I do beseech thee. By and by, I come! Cease thy suit and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow will I send.
So thrive my soul.
1,000 times good night.
1,000 times the worse to want thy light. Oh, love goes towards love like schoolboys from their books, but love from love towards school with heavy looks. My dear,
What o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee?
at the hour of 9.
I will not forget 'tis 20 years till then. I have forgot why I did call thee back.
Let me stand here till thou rememberest it.
I shall forget to have thee still stand there, remembering how I love thy company, and yet no further than a wanton's bird who lets it hop a little from her hand like a poor prisoner in his twisted gibes, and with a silk thread plucks it back again, so loving jealous of his liberty.
I would I were thy bird.
Sweet, so would I. Yet I should kill thee with much cherishing. Good night, parting with such sweet sorrow that I will say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep to all mine eyes, peace in my breast. Would I were sleep in peace so sweet to rest. Hence will I to my ghostly father's cell, his help to crave and my dear hap to tell.